bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight. We ask for your guidance and your hand on this meeting to lead us and guide us in the things that we should do and to always be a good example unto you. Also, we ask for your precious holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge of allegiance by Tim Schaefer. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Here. Levy.
Here.
Kimball.
Here.
Harley.
Here.
Weller.
Here.
Brennan.
Here.
Mays.
Here.
Cole. Weber.
Here.
Fieri.
Yes.
Keith.
Here.
Yoder. Coleman. Present. Dyson.
Here.
Schaefer.
Here.
Engel.
Here.
Young.
Here.
Ritter.
Here.
Gerwin. Here. Block.
Here.
Allen. Here. Bannon.
Here.
Kessler. Peterson.
Here. We have a quorum. Before I ask for approval of the agenda, I'm going to remove executive session, personnel matters, and I will give a brief statement on that. So with that change, I would seek approval of the agenda. Motion by Runyon, second by Ritter. All those in favor? Aye. All those against? Motion carries. Everybody seen the minutes? Entertain a motion to recommend the approval of the minutes by Ritter, second by Weller. Discussion? Hearing none. Okay, I stand corrected. Ms. Gerber.
I had a couple of changes which I have given to Christie to take a look at. One was in my comments on the economic incentive deal. I would prefer it to say stay or go. I wasn't assuming either direction there. The reason being the 1.6 million was too small to be significant tax decision. And then there was a couple typos on the public comment pages, which Kristen has.
All right, so with
So with that amendment, I don't know if Kristen wants to read that.
What it will say is, under the public comment, she believes that they will make the decision to go or to stay based on any factor. It doesn't believe 1.6 million is one of those factors because it is too small an amount to be significant to cast decision. That will be that.
is everyone fine with that? Okay.
So with that amendment, I would move to approve.
Well, we already have a motion. All those in favor? Aye. All those against? Motion carried. Down to consent agenda. Entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. Motion by Platt, second by Coleman. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Arbogast. Yes. Benning.
Yes.
Kimball.
Yes.
Harley.
Yes.
Weller.
Yes.
Brennan.
Yes.
Mays.
Yes.
Holt. Weber.
Yes.
Eddie.
Yes.
Keith.
Yes.
Yoder. Coleman. Yes. Dyson.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Engel.
Yes.
Young. Ritter.
Yes.
Gerwin.
Yes.
Block.
Yes.
Allen. Yes. Bannon.
Yes.
Kessler.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes. All right, moving on to the action agenda committee reports, highway committee, Mark Irvin, Vice Chair.
Yes, we don't have too much tonight. We do have a county engineer to play with us tonight, so I'll ask Dave to come up and he can tell us what little is on there.
As you can see, the only item we have on tonight's agenda is the
agreement between the county and the state of Illinois. It's a federal aid agreement for the resurfacing of County Highway 3 for campus down 116. The map is included as part of the addendum to this, and as well as the resolutions that we passed over the two separate ones in October and last month.
I'll make the motion to approve that.
Motion by Ryan, second by Waller.
Are there any questions for about it?
Hearing none, roll call please.
Arbogast. Yes. Bunny.
Yes.
Kimball.
Yes.
Harley.
Yes.
Waller.
Yes.
Harmon.
Yes.
Mays.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Deity.
Yes.
Key.
Yes.
Yoder. Coleman.
Yes.
Dyson.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Ingalls.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Ritter.
Yes.
Gerwin.
Yes.
Locke.
Yes.
Allen. Yes. Bannon.
Yes.
Kestner. Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Clay. And with that, that's all I have.
Moving to agricultural and zoning committee, no flat share.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have tonight one action item, the extension of the moratorium for WEC. I think you have a copy of it on your desk. This will allow us to extend the moratorium until the meeting after the election. That way we would be able, if we wish, to put the question about WECs on the ballot. It would also give us time to get information from the Attorney General about items that we have, questions we have before the Attorney General that we have not received anything about. Chuck, do you want to come and speak to this any further? While he's doing that, I'll make a motion for approval of the moratorium extension.
Motion by Flat, second by Young. Discussion or question? Chuck?
Just changing it, it's worded instead of months, 230 days. The 230 days goes from when it expires on April 15th through the end of your current committee, kind of hold term November 30th, so that's the reason for that. It is continuous, you know, that 230 days includes the 15th, so there's an overlap in there to include the entire period of time, so that's the purpose for that, so that is why it is in there, so. I guess the reason for it is kind of multifaceted. We have a lot of issues that are still out there as far as we have the moratorium itself. The reason we're looking at it now is that it is a text amendment. It does have to go through the zoning board because it's done in the past. They have a public hearing, so wait 30 days. So this will come back before you. It's July tonight. You're basically approving the application to the text amendment. When we come back before you, is your April meeting for official action at that point in time after the public hearing is taking place. We are looking forward on trying to amend the text amendment of the management section of it, and the Attorney General's opinion that's being laid out there, or other issues we're trying to work through in regards to that. So time is there in order to move forward.
Chair recognizes.
How many correspondence have you guys written to the Attorney General to ask on some weighting on this?
It's not by written correspondence, it's by phone. So I've called, since the time it was submitted, I would say I've called at least 4 times, maybe 5.
And we've got no response whatsoever from them.
Oh no, well, they give a response, but the response is, it's still in the process. It's not as if they don't take my calls and don't return my calls, it's just their answer is, it's still in the process, it's still in the process, it's still in the process.
Ms. Gerwin.
I noticed that the language at the bottom of the second page still seems to be the same as it was last time. And actually the situation has changed a little bit. If it makes sense to Seth, Mr. Uphoff, I think after in the 4th line and the last paragraph,
the reason why I did not include that is that it seems like it's taken several months to get an Attorney General's opinion. And we're not sure when we're going to get that Attorney General's opinion. For this board, as it sits in the community citizens, it's right now for them to take final action in it on November. It's almost a need for them to start the process, the formal process, in August in order to do that, in order to start having formal text amendments to move forward. So there's a large window in there which we need to process this. So if you don't have an Attorney General's opinion in August when you're ready to move forward with it, I don't want to be bottled up and saying, okay, well, we have to wait for this. What my idea is that when we move forward in August is that we have the potential of having multiple scenarios and multiple text amendments. And then when you get to November, when you take the one that's needed to be taken care of at that particular time. I think there's a lot of different scenarios we have that's pending out there that we look at, and I'm not sure what they all are at this point in time. So I want to make sure that we do this situation where we're trying to incorporate all these different scenarios in this. The general purpose to do that.
But this still says, and it says, gather information related to construction, and I think it should also include operation and development of wind energy conversion systems, to analyze the information gathered at public hearings, which are you planning any public hearings?
The zoning board of appeals can hold hearings in regards to text amendments, and those are public meetings. So public meetings in regards to the zoning board of appeals holding meetings in regards to text amendments.
And to consider potential amendments. Consider potential amendments is still true. But the rest of it kind of gives the impression that we're still in very early stages and we're really accomplish some of that. And really, I think what you're saying is you're seeking, what you just said a minute ago, is you're seeking guidance from the Attorney General's office. And that doesn't mean you're going to get it. It doesn't mean you're going to stop because of it, but that is a key reason. That's what everybody's saying. So I just want it to be accurate so that it's not looking like stalling or something, because it's not stalling, it's progress. I don't know if this will has any view on it.
I think the position that, so to understand this, Chuck put this together, then it was sent out, Carolyn had an opportunity to review it, and she contacted me. So I think I had a chance to look it over and then was in touch with Chuck and was trying to get some of the signed out. As Chuck pointed out before, what was passed at the committee was to extend a moratorium that was in place. I suppose there could be debate as to whether or not that meant the exact same language or different language. I think what we have still covers what we're doing. I understand, and that's why I said your point was well taken, that it could be more specific. I don't know that it has to be. So if the board wanted to amend the language to include that, I suppose it could. Without the argument then would be that you go back to the committee for approval before it goes back to the full board. I think it would probably be okay, but rather than having that discussion, this general language still covers everything. I understand what you're saying, and you don't want it to seem like we haven't made any progress because we have, but to eliminate any issues or questions as to whether or not we should have to go back in front of the committee, as Chuck and I were talking right before the meeting, keeping the general language and keeping it consistent with where it was probably a safer option.
Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll take a roll call vote on this.
Arbogast. Yes. Sonny.
No.
Kimball.
Yes.
Carlin.
Yes.
Weller.
No.
Brennan.
Yes.
Mays.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Gaddy.
Yeah.
Heath.
Yes.
Coleman. Yes. Station.
No.
Gerwin.
Yes.
Klotz.
Yes.
Allen. Yes. Bannon.
Yes.
Kestner.
Just before I call, I would like to encourage the committee to maybe the next month or two, bring us up to speed on what has been accomplished regarding setbacks and various things. And I'll vote yes.
And Peterson.
Okay, thank you. Anything else, Gordon?
That concludes my report.
Public property, Mike Ingles is back, but I'll give it to Stan since yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In the absence of our great leader, we're able to continue. He's back from Florida now, so that's good. I'd like to report that I'm impressed with the number of items that Chad is able to monitor and change to make real savings to the county regarding those things with water control and our heating system and the control system in general. I would also mention that I think probably the first time in my recollection, which is really long, the county lost power at the courthouse. And that left our county offices without any way to go forward. And I think we need to investigate that. I know that we were literally taking on water the H&E building, and we had no power. There was no power at the county highway office, and the courthouse had no power either. Perhaps in the courthouse case, since we do have a generator, the generator is set up primarily to provide emergency power to water system that controls fire control. I don't see why, as an engineer, that system could not be used for something other than the fire control, as long as there was no need. To be simple matter of a thrower switch, the power could then be used for emergency situations such as we faced recently. And the other building, I think, should be examined. Perhaps Generac or some sort of another brand name of generator should be considered. The cost is relatively minor to provide such power of $3,000 to $5,000. So I think that may be something that Chad might want to bring into it. The rest of our meeting consisted of speaking with representatives of the Sheriff's Department regarding the handling of the situation about the county buildings, the courthouse, and the jail, as opposed to being under one control, dual control was considered. And I report to you that negotiations are ongoing on this matter, and I think there'll finally be a good outcome on it. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. Finance Committee, Tim Schaefer, Chair.
Got a few items tonight, Mr. Chairman. Shelley, our assessor, I believe is here. Yes, she is here. We have a intergovernmental agreement for consideration between ourselves and Nebraska Township, and there's probably a couple of items you'd like to explain about that. Thank you.
Nebraska has been without a township assessor for approximately 4 to 5 years, and our office has been helping them in that time period, picking up the permits and taking control of some of the assessment work, hoping it was just a temporary issue and that they would fill that position. Since that has not happened and they have been able to find someone to take that position, we felt that we needed to come up with a more permanent solution in the interim. So we contacted the township supervisor and came up with an agreement to do the work for that township until they find someone to run that position. The statute allows for the supervisor of assessment's office to bill the township for reasonable costs incurred by our office to complete the work. The money collected in this subsection may be used by the supervisor of assessments only
several multi-township tax assessors in Livingston County
Yes, we
that
do.
do more than one township?
Yes, we do.
Are they all the same kind of an agreement as this one, or how do they pay?
They don't pay us. They are elected or appointed within their township or multi-township, and they are paid by their multi-township or township.
And couldn't someone be assigned from outside of that township to go in there?
They could appoint somebody who already has one of the agreement districts to do the job. They have approached a couple, and they said their workload is more than they want right now. They didn't want to take it on.
Who, Dwayne? Or-
John, isn't part of the problem possibly that the rigorous testing and everything that is involved in being able to qualify to be a township assessor?
Yes, they have to be.
Is everybody afraid of that?
They have to be certified to run or be appointed for that position in their education. There are classes they have to take to be certified.
And it's expensive.
There's 5 classes, and then they can get kind of expensive, and people don't want to go through the trouble. It costs.
Mr. Chairman, I motion the agreement be approved.
Motion by Shaver, second by Coleman. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Arvidas.
Yes.
Bunny.
Yes.
Kimball.
Yes.
Carly.
Yes.
Weller.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Mays.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Getty.
Yes.
Keith.
Yes.
Coleman. Yes. Station.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Ingalls.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Ritter.
Yes.
Gerwin.
Yes.
Fox.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Cannon.
Yes.
Chester.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Second item of business, Mr. Chairman, included in everybody's packet was the circuit clerk's semi-annual report. Regrettably, the circuit clerk is ill tonight, did not be with us, but it's a ministerial type function, and I would motion to approve.
Motion by Shaver, second by VA. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Arvidas. Yes. Bunny.
Yes.
Kimball.
Yes.
Carly.
Yes.
Weller.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Mays.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Getty.
Yes.
Keith.
Yes.
Coleman. Yes. Dyson.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Ingalls.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Ritter.
Yes.
Gerwin.
Yes.
Fox.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Bannon.
Yes.
Chester.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Okay. 2 other items. We've got, we're on the cusp of election season, and we're going to have to, calls to us to establish salaries for the next 4 years for a couple of positions. And the first one I'd like to consider, and provide it to you, is the circuit clerk's salary for the next 4 years. And starting with the existing amount and increasing $1,000 per year each of those 4 years. This is indeed a raise each time, but a relatively nominal one. Just to get things going, I'll motion for that agreement's approved.
Motion by Shaver, second by Heath. Discussion. Girl.
Just to clarify, I put a handout on each chair, which is a chart, on one side you have a chart that has 2013 to 2020 across the top. And that is a chart that was put together by Alina to show in the highlighted section what is being proposed tonight. And this was handed out at the Finance Committee meeting. I thought it was really excellent information, nicely presented. So you can see that, for example, on the coroner line, that there were some FT raises given.
If you want to address the corner, we can wait until we get to that.
I'm sorry, but just an example. There's the information. You can see the percentage raises over the years. And then on the back, the top part, not the handwriting, was also presented at the Finance Committee meeting. And the second column there is population of each county, and then the respective
Motion and a second for approval of the circuit clerk's salary. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Arvidas. Yes. Tanya.
Yes.
Kimball.
Yes.
Harley.
Yes.
Fowler.
Yeah.
Tanya.
Yes.
Mays.
Yeah.
River.
Yes.
Ely.
Yes.
Peak.
Yes.
Coleman. Yes. Station.
No.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Ingalls.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Ritter.
No.
Gerwin.
Yes.
Locke.
Yes.
Allen. Yes. Bannon.
Yes.
Kestner.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
And the second item regarding elected office salaries, we do come to the coroner, which Carolyn had spoken about. And this one took more discussion and arrived at what committee concluded was a relatively fair way of approaching it. And that will drop back, actually, from its current level, from 55,000, and will, in the ensuing 4 years, work its way back up to what it is today. And get the ball rolling. I have a motion for that approval.
Motion by Schaefer, second by Bunting. Discussion? Carol?
Just as you can see on this list, if you do a weighted average for the coroner versus coroner salaries versus population across all these counties, which again, I just want to thank Ms. Carter for putting together this information and presenting it in such a beautiful format. If you do this weighted average, you come up to $42,000 for our county. And there was discussion about the fact that it should not relate to the individual. It should really be what is appropriate for the office. So that's why I originally made a motion to start that salary back down at 45, more in line with the weighted average for this office in Central Illinois.
Any other questions, discussion?
Tim?
Sure.
What's the workload of our coroner in the county? I mean, I know you can't tell if you're called out late at night and everything, but do you even have an idea how many hours are required?
Personally, Bob, honestly, I do not know how much time actually devoted to that particular function.
Okay, because we have deputy coroner, do we not?
Yes. We do.
That do carry some of the load.
On that.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, I was just curious because it seems like we're disproportionately high. And we had as pointed out earlier time, we did a $25 million year increase. Is there a specific reason for that? Is it related to any place to the correctional center or something else? Is there things that I don't know about?
My recollection, which I hate to admit is foul, was the example is those levels had a lot to do with an individual who held the office a long time and done a very skillful job, and we've been proved substantiated to us that we had been remiss in keeping up in that particular situation. And what we thought was an exceptional, we got exceptional service on that particular individual. Part of the justification for changing it is that, in fact, that individual is going to get out of the office. So there should be less spent.
Right, so we have a new person, name of the guy,
Right, which is why it's getting back on.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Mr. Gilman?
Justin, I hope somebody here know better than I do. Well, there's a lot of people know better than I do.
Yes, it does.
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Waller?
Just for our history lesson today, and Mr. Weber can correct me if I'm Bonquela was first Vernon and then Keith with coroners in Livingston County, and that was a lot of years. And if memory serves me correctly, when Mr. Keith Bonquela no longer was a coroner, and we ended up with a new coroner. Was the coroner done?
Yes.
I think when Mr. Duffy came in, we decreased that salary considerably. I think it was like less than half. Yeah, and over the years, obviously, it grew back up. Now, Mr. Burke has served this county admirably for a number of years, and you are correct, that is how that salary got that. And by the way, he does have deputy coroners, but this salary, this goes to the coroner. The salary has nothing to do with any deputies. They are paid outside this line item.
Thank you, Mr. Wall. Anyone else? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Harvey, yes? Yes. Tony?
Yes.
Gamble?
No.
Harley?
No.
Waller?
No.
Runyon?
Yes.
Mays?
Yes.
Weber?
No.
Bailey?
Yes.
Keith?
Yes.
Coleman? No. Station?
No.
Schaefer?
Yes.
Ingalls?
No.
Young?
No.
Ritter?
No.
Irwin? No. Flock?
Yes.
Allen? Yes. Bannon?
No.
Kessler?
Yes.
Peterson?
Yes.
Yes.
What's the deadline, if it died today?
Goes back.
Well, what's our calendar deadline? So
It's 180 days prior to the effective date, which would be December 1st.
But we'd like to get it done prior to the primary, so next month. So this will go back to the next month.
Will that be?
The committee.
Well,
The committee
committee will be.
Mr. Chairman, I listened to President Obama in Springfield yesterday. In the spirit of compromise, would going halfway between those two and going across make it more palatable? That would be, I'm talking about between the 42 and the 52, $10,000 difference. 42 and 5 is 47, so 47, 48, 49, and 50. I just want to hear people's comments about that.
Where'd you get to 47?
Halfway between 42 and 52. That's what it is.
Would this have to go back?
Not necessarily, no, I don't feel, so someone can make a
An
motion
amendment.
to amend the resolution. I would support that.
I'll make that a motion.
We have a motion on the floor by Mr. Flock, second by Ms. Coleman, to start the salary at $47,000 and raise up $1,000 a year, ending at 50.
And amend the resolution to reflect the
And
same.
amend the resolution to reflect that.
Could you repeat that, Mr. Chairman? Starting at 47, or what?
50. Yes. 47 for the first year, 50 for the last year.
Mr. Chairman, do we have a second?
Ms. Coleman.
second? Discussion?
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Waller?
I'm just curious as to when this was being put together for our consideration the first time, did the committee have any insight as to the number of calls and types of calls that the office had?
No.
I would think we would want to take a look at that.
We also did not have information about any deputy coroner. I was not aware of that. That being said, I would support this motion.
Any other discussion? Mr. Ingles?
I have a problem with setting a salary based on an individual. Now, admittedly, we don't know who the next individual will be, but say that we're lowering it because that person won't have the experience of the present coroner who's done an admirable job for the county. We ought to be setting the salaries for the job. And then the people can vote, elect somebody. In a sense, we're lowering the salary because we're going to get less experience. Well, that happens every time elected officials seat changes. We don't change our salaries when we leave the board, new people come on. It just sounds wrong to me. If we think the salary is too high for the job, I guess you can make that case. We went through a lot of discussion the last time. We did give the coroner's office a substantial increase. I also have problems with the comparables. As far as the coroner's job is concerned, I don't really think population makes a big difference. We're sitting on a major interstate highway with accidents, deaths, and things that people in other counties don't. They may have certain things. I have no idea what the death rates are or what the calls are. I don't know if they have assistance to lessen the burden. All those things make good comparables for me. But I just philosophically have a problem with lowering the salary because an experienced, well thought of, well regarded person's leaving the office. So I can't support anything. I could support leaving the salary where it's at and freezing it for 4 years if we think it's too high for the job. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Personally, that would be my thought, that the salary is too high for the position. That's my personal feeling. I was thinking about it in the car on the way here, and I was thinking it's a bit harsh. They're already running for the job. I know that we have to have it done by statute so many days in advance. It's kind of harsh before they've even run would be a better time to set a salary, in my personal opinion. Because we're now treating the salary of someone who's already trying to get a job in midstream. So those were my two thoughts. I think it's too much for the job, and the timing I think is poor. But I think it needs to be lowered.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Mr. Chairman, I think Mr. Weber is right. If memory serves me correctly, I believe that the coroner's salary back in the day was 28 and we lowered it to 18. Now, I'm not advocating that we should take a similar step at this point in time, but I do believe there should be some variables looked at, including the number of calls, which includes the number of calls that are handled by the deputy coroner. I would like to see some sort of track record in what we are dealing with in the last few years.
Ms. Armstrong.
I would agree with Laura on that as well. I would like to see all that as well.
Carolyn?
I don't know if we've asked, but this will address one aspect, but if you look at the chart, the salary for the coroner in 2013, which was, 3 years ago, was $47,500 at that time. track record. And with regard to Mr. Ringle's comment, it appears to be, based on what was said tonight, that the salary was raised to reflect an individual, and so that was a mistake at that time, according to the philosophy that it should be set for the office, not the individual. So basically rolling it back would actually amend and fix that mistake, or that, not mistake, but, go back to a philosophy of not aiming at that person.
So, not putting words in your mouth, Mr. Weldon, but you want to make a motion? He can make a motion to table, bring it out on that motion. Mr. Weller?
Motion to table.
Motion to table, second by Ms. Arden. It's not debatable. Roll call.
Arbogast.
Yes.
Bunny.
Yes.
Kimball.
Yes.
Farley.
Yes.
Weller.
Yes.
Brennan.
No.
Hayes.
Yes.
Weller, or Weber.
Yes.
Eddie.
No.
Heath.
No.
Coleman.
Yes.
Sasha.
Yes.
Schaefer.
No.
Ingalls.
Yes.
Young.
No.
Ritter.
Yes.
Irwin. No. Flock.
No.
Allen.
Yes.
Bannon.
Yes.
Chester.
No.
Peterson.
No.
Okay.
13-9.
That motion to be tabled. Mr. Chairman, yes.
This is democracy in action for the sausage. That's it for tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Schaefer. Cherokee License Committee, Bill Peterson, Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Tonight we have a mutual aid agreement and coroner's office and local government for action. I'll make the motion.
Motion by Peterson, second by Mr. Kestner. Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All those against? Motion carries.
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Election of Rules and Legislation Committee, Jack, you have the chair.
Thank you, Chairman. We have an appointment to the Zoning Board of Appeal, Mr. Richard Runyon, who's the mayor of Chatsworth, and I would make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
Motion by Getty, second by Arbogast. Discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Kestner.
In our committee meeting, I pointed out that during the back and forth of the wind energy application, I received a letter from this individual taking a stand against the permit, which is his business. And now you're recommending to be put on the CBA board. Now, my question was in the committee, how can he be impartial when he's publicly taking a stand against wind energy, the wind energy application? So that's what's concerned.
The fact that he took a public stand?
Yeah, I said that.
And not just a private stand. So I mean, everybody has their opinions. He's the mayor of the community, and as mayor of that community, they didn't want wind farms in that area.
Yeah, I understand all that, but I already rehash all that.
Right.
I think he made, at least to me in the letter, a strong statement that he's against that. Now, in the future, that's pretty much done when it's in the court. But if we have another application, I wonder what criteria he's going to use to discern whether or not the wind energy application should go forward or not. When he's already made a statement
his backyard. That was his stand. Now, he's not against it.
He's not against it as a long as but he's against it if it's a chance.
And as the mayor, that's
Anyway, I won't go on it this week.
okay. Mr. Station?
Mr. Chairman, is the mayor here tonight?
No.
He's not.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Ritter?
I guess the way I look at that is that there are decisions that we make up here or on any board that I hope that we are not making personal decisions, but following the will of our constituents and who we are representing. I know speaking from personal experience, that there are decisions that I have made, while it's not exactly what I would have done, it's what the constituents that I serve put forth. And I think as representing a larger group, whether an individual has stated this is how I physically feel, that we're all supposed to put those aside and represent the people that we serve.
Chairman?
Mr. Carl?
I think Mr. Chessman has a thought that's a reasonable thought, but if I'm not mistaken, that board probably makes more decisions than wind farms.
A lot.
And I got a feeling that to base it on one particular type of decision that they have to make, when there's many, according to our chairman, that they have to make, I don't know if that's the best way to look at it. So there's a lot of other decisions to make besides just the one issue. That's my opinion.
This is a gentleman that I've known for a large number of years. He is one of the wisest guys that I know. He does his due diligence. He looks into, if you give him the job, if you give him the task, he does his due diligence. He doesn't just come and quote. He does his homework. He looks into things. Like I said, he's one of the wisest, smartest guys I've ever worked with.
Call the question.
Motion to call the question. Second. Second by Bunting. All those in favor of calling the question? Aye. Those against? Question's been called. Do a roll call. Keep you busy, Christie.
That's right, I had one ready for you. Arvidas. Yes. Money.
Yes.
Kimball.
Yes.
Carly.
Yes.
Weller.
Yes.
Brennan.
Yes.
Mays.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Vieti.
Yes.
Heath.
Yes.
Coleman. Yes. Dyson.
No.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Ingalls.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Ritter.
Yes.
Derwin.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Allen. Yes. Bannon.
Yes.
Chester.
No.
Peterson.
No.
Ms. Vernon.
Jack, did you have anything else?
No, that's the one way through. That's it. That concludes my report. I guess it passed, right? Thank you. That concludes my report.
Moving to personnel committee. Kathy, our guest chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There is no reports this evening.
Information and Technology Committee, Vicki Allen, chair.
No report.
Veterans Assistance Committee, Joe Station, chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's a very brief meeting again this month. I can report that we did meet the commission at the end of January, over the intergovernmental agreement. There were some changes made by the accounting department, some of the language. The commission made a few more notations of what was done. I think you all had, I think Melina sent out a draft copy to everybody, but I don't think you have the updated one. I don't think it's been okayed by either the state attorney's office or the attorney working for the commission. So other than that,
Administrative Committee, we did not meet this month. Livingston County Housing Authority report by Kelly Holman.
We did meet. A couple of pieces of business. Privately raised funds we were used to buy bus shelters for the kids while they're waiting for school buses because it's fairly exposed. And the Kiwanis are now looking volunteers to build those, to put those together for us, so it's all privately done. The kids' Christmas was funded, Santa, the meal, things like that, through the Livingston County Probation Office. They do a Dean's Day, their proceeds are donated for that. And also the Livingston County Sheriff donated for the kids' Santa meal. According to the Board of Education, based on the number of free and reduced lunches that we have within our county for the students in our population, we have 9 sites over the summer to provide lunch for kids who get lunch at school. We currently have 0 sites to feed children lunch who normally get free and reduced lunch during the school year. The Housing Authority has been doing that through private fundraising, and now they're moving forward to become an official site for providing lunches for kids to eat over the summers. June completion date for the St. James Place, and they're looking to occupy it as completed.
Good, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Recreation Committee, report for discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We met yesterday, seemed to be focusing on the bike path project. Had kind of a snag. They had a change with the IDOT department over in Ottawa. And grant funding is going to go through IDOT and through the DNR. It seems that they have lost all our paperwork. So delays in the process of trying to retrieve that. Hopefully they'll have something back for us here in the next couple of days. But it seems like the focus is on we want to win. The committee wants to win. They want a large project and they want to hear about it. So that's the focus. There is a meeting in February 18th in Dwight at the Village Hall at 5:30 about the master plan and that was my report.
Great, thank you. All right. Before we have public comment, I had a couple words I wanted to say. As many of you are aware or know, there were motions that came out of both the property and the Sheriff General License Committee to split the maintenance department into 2 units. And Finance also recommended with the budget adjustments that would go along with that change. Those motions were not made because, in the best interest of the county, we're still working with the Sheriff's Department to get that done. And those were made based on the demands of the sheriff. Because he does have that authority, and there's never been an argument about that. He's responsible for those buildings. However, I'm pleased to announce that we are discussing with the Sheriff's Department and on possible alternatives and plan on working that through additional time if we needed to work through those. And on Monday, February 8th, we did receive a letter from Sheriff Childress requesting the county board hold off on taking any action at this month's meeting as far as those motions that were made in committee. And at this time, we're really optimistic that we'll find a solution that will satisfy both parties and eliminate the need for additional spending from taxpayer dollars. Okay. Open it up for public comment.
Mr. Chairman, I'm not sure where this fit in everybody's. I was just curious. Has anybody reported on where we're at on the monument as far as out front?
No, we did not get reports.
I'm just curious. And I didn't know which committee it fell under. It's my problem. I didn't know where to say it. So,
property. And I haven't had a chance to talk to Bob Sear or Ray Sullivan.
I'm just curious. I mean, you see it, it looks nice.
It's a big. Thank you. Okay. It's undercover.
Any public comment?
Chairman, I'd like to make an announcement that we are open in our office for early voting and vote by mail. We were able to start Monday. Actually, we did start Friday afternoon, so we're just one day behind what the early voting beginning day was to be. We will be closed Friday and Monday, but we will be open Saturday from 9 to noon for registration only, because the closed for voter registration is next Tuesday. And the sample ballots are out on the website of the county clerk election department, and there's applications where you can request the ballot applications and voter registration request Tuesday.
Next meeting will be March 17th, 2016, at 6 p.m. I'm sorry, Jason.
Yeah, I'd like to announce the Livingston County Farm Bureau, along with Jalen Leader, WJEZ, and Ken Casson are going to host a candidates forum, countywide candidates forum at the Pontiac Township High School auditorium at 6:30 on March 3rd. So mark your calendars for 6:30, March 3rd. There will be a countywide candidates forum at the Dwight Township, or excuse me, at the Pontiac Township High School auditorium on March 3rd.
Thank you.
You bet.
Alina?
Mr. Chairman, do you want to make an announcement about the change in the work sessions as well? And the dates, they were emailed out.
Right, they're billed out. They will be billed out. The change is the 25th and the 29th instead of the 24th and 28th. We left it open for the 24th. 25, 29. 25, 29. Everybody got that? And if you haven't done your homework, and I know there's a lot of you that haven't, at least a third of you, and only a third is turned in, 2/3 haven't done your homework. If you haven't done your homework, pick up a packet and get your homework done. Well, it was supposed to be done by the 4th, so I'd say as soon as possible.
Well, I'm going to do it for your money, your clothes.
It's going to take 2 days off.
Mr. Uphoff?
Thank you. I was just going to make an announcement, and I think it sort of dovetails into what you were talking about the dates being changed. And that is just to remind everybody that the last of the 3 drug awareness forums is being hosted at Prairie Central High School, February 24th at 6:30 p.m. So as many people as can attend, we would appreciate having them there. It's open to the entire public. We're going to get great feedback from the forums we've already held. So again, February 24th, 6:30, the gym at Prairie Central High School in Fairfield. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Wells.
In that regard, I was unable to attend the one in Gwinnett, but I was able to get to the one in Pontiac, and that program is very, very worthwhile, very informative, very enlightening. There were 3 of us, young board members, that actually showed up at Pontiac Township High School in Singapore. Oh,
That makes you still on the board.
yeah, there was 4 of us that showed up there.
Mr. Weller, in my
This guy's
defense,
here in an official meeting.
in my defense and defense of anybody who's on finance, we didn't get out of finance until 9:15. So,
Very, very worthwhile, and I would urge you to make sure that you get as many of your children there as possible. I know the kids I drove, they were very impressed, and it affected them greatly.
good. It's good to hear. There's a motion to adjourn by Station, second by Mr. Kimball. All those in favor? Aye. All those against, motion carries. Thank you.